Hello, everyone. Good morning. I say good morning. Welcome to Talking Reds. It is not pretty much morning now. It's just hit dinner time in the UK. But good morning if you are. It is still morning wherever you are over across the world. And good evening if it's an evening where you are. So yeah, welcome into which is normally the morning show. I put the late morning show this morning. Late morning Reds. We're just going to give you an update on the Alexander Isak situation because the more the days go on, the more the situation changes, the more the likelihood of him joining Liverpool is getting stronger and stronger and stronger by the day. More reports coming out this morning about Isak, more reports overnight as well about Isak. So we're going to just jump into that this morning a little bit. To give you a little an update basically on Alexander Isak. Welcome in, everyone. If you are just joining us, make sure you do hit that like button. It helps out massively. 2 seconds. It takes 2 seconds to hit that like button. All you have to do is click the like button. It helps out massively in terms of the growth of the channel. And also make sure you do subscribe to the channel if you are new for all your latest Liverpool news, transfer news, and much, much more. Willem said, obviously, good afternoon where he is. Well, Willem, you must have similar time zone to us, though, in Spain. It is a similar time zone, isn't it? So pretty much it is really, I'd say, like afternoon now, 2 minutes past 12 in the UK. So sort of call it afternoon. I'm going to call it midday. I'm going to call it midday. I'm not going to call it afternoon. Technically, it is afternoon. But yeah, midday over in the UK. But yeah, everyone, welcome in. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let's get into it then. Alexander Isak, the bid is expected sometime soon. And actually, in the last few moments, it is said to be in the coming days, according to a report coming out from Luke Edwards from the Telegraph. Liverpool are not yet made a formal bid for Isak, although that could change in the coming days as they look to test Newcastle's resolve to keep the 25-year-old. Newcastle won £150 million for Isak, according to Lewis Steele. There was a report out saying like 175 million euros, I think it was, which probably accumulates to 150 million pounds anyway. But as FPL on Red said there, it really is on, isn't it? It is. I'll be honest with you. I absolutely think it is. And Newcastle fans have been not wanting to talk about Isak at all. But let's be honest here. It is on. I've been saying for the last couple of nights now. It is on. And I want to not get my hopes up for him to be crushed. But this transfer window, it feels different. We have been burnt many, many times in the transfer windows. We got us hopes up for Bellingham, got us hopes up for Caicedo. But this time it feels different. This time we are moving differently. That's why I'm not bothered, even if I get my hopes up now. I'm happy to stand here, and Willem will say that as well. We're happy to stand here and have hope. Because in last two seasons, last 2 years, I've sort of dwindled that hope away and tried not getting hurt regarding who we're linked to. Does soon mean today, you think, said Brett? Possibly, Who knows? The way this transfer window is working, Brett, honestly, I couldn't even put a finger on when I think. Obviously, the TK one, that happened so quick. We were linked to him on Friday. By the Sunday, we had a bid accepted. Now he's in Hong Kong within a week. So the way this transfer window is acting right now, I couldn't really fully say, yeah, it's definitely today, definitely tomorrow. It could happen in a matter of minutes, could happen in a matter of hours. We've seen how quick this week the narrative has changed on Isak. It was starting to change last weekend. I mean, Friday, Saturday, last Friday, last Thursday, last Wednesday, basically a week ago, we were talking about Isak. We were just talking about him. Newcastle fans weren't happy about him. No, not for sale. Bam, bam, bam. Weekend comes. Didn't play in the game against Celtic. Lost 4-0. Not that matters. It didn't play against that game. Eddie Howe and his comments made that 10 times worse. Eddie Howe's comments on Saturday made that 10 times worse for Newcastle fans. Yes, he didn't play. He could have come up with any sort of excuse. Anyway, he didn't even mention the fire injury, by the way. Eddie Howe didn't mention the fire injury at all in that. Then Monday comes around, we find out that he is, was it Monday, Tuesday? We finds out that he is not training with the players. He's training on his own due to a fire injury. Then the preseason tour doesn't go on it because of the fire injury. I don't think a fire injury puts you out of the preseason tour. You need to be over there. You can still work on the injury as much as you can. It's not a big injury. He said a minor injury. So for me, it's a bit like Chiesa. Chiesa was said, it took a knock, but Chiesa's going. That's the reason why he's probably been left out of the squad. Isak, apparently, according to reports, not turned up for training either since Tuesday, I want to say. So, something is going on. Something is happening in the background. We've said it for quite a while on here that Liverpool will not approach a player or a club, certainly a club, if they haven't been encouraged by the player or the player's camp. This is going to go on a little bit longer now. I think it's going to happen. I think I'm sort of the percentage of that over 50% now. I'm leaning on towards that. I think we might get Isak, but I think it's certainly going to leave Newcastle, whether it's us or someone else, but probably will be us. It probably will be us. Good afternoon. Hi, Damon. What day 3 Isak? Let's go, said Julian Walker. Says Prakash. Prakash, what? I know you said good afternoon there. What time is it where you are? Also, right now in the UK, it is 10:12. William's in Spain, an hour ahead, so it'll be 1:10. I think first bid will be £130 million. Daniel said, morning, said Jen. Morning, Jen. How are we doing this morning? I'm sure every Liverpool fan are absolutely excited what's going on right now with Isak. Isak is the dream signing. Isak was my dream signing. Let's get it done for me. Let's get it done. Let's go a few more things we said today. Coming in the season, Isak didn't want a new contract at Newcastle. He and his camp knew the interest from Liverpool. So according to that, really, according to the report, that Liverpool must have shown interest towards the end of the season. Last season. Liverpool are ready for a British record offer, and Isak's camp know this already. So, and I said this last night. I said it last night's stream. This happening to Isak now, this all is pushing. It's sort of pushing for a move. It seems like it's pushing for a move now. This wouldn't come about without Liverpool's interest. Liverpool's interest, according to the report, was there at the end of last season, and Isak didn't want a new contract at that point. We saw what happened with the contract. The report out last week was saying about obviously Amanda Staveley wanted, the old owner wanted a new contract for Isak, but then Paul Mitchell came in, who was the director of football at the time, sort of scuppered that up a little bit. Isak's camp was not happy about that, and now we get to where we are, where they had the chance to give him a new contract, to pay him what he wanted, and they haven't done that. He is now seeing Liverpool coming in, Premier League champions, can offer the money, can probably offer a better wage. I don't think we'll offer 300k, which was the report the other day, what apparently wanted from Newcastle. I don't think we'll offer 300k. We don't just offer 300k straight up the bat for a player like that. You've got to work your ass off at Liverpool to get that. I think we'll offer a decent amount though, maybe 200, maybe just more than 200. I'm looking forward to the new season, says FPL there as well. William said, I generally think we have an agreement with all the noise that's happening around this. I think we're letting Newcastle replacement let Sesko and Vissa in first. And that for me, that was the moment for me. They're preparing for Isak to go from not for sale to looking at options to replace him. That's a done deal for me. Not a done deal as in he's come to Liverpool, but that's a done deal that Newcastle's accepted. He's gone. They wouldn't if he was going to stay. If they had any inkling he was going to stay at all, why would they look at replacements? Yes, they need to get another striker in because they wanted Ekatike to play 4-4-2, but and get rid of one of their midfielders. But they still need another striker, and they're looking at two strikers. So Benjamin Sesko, they're looking at at that situation right now. I think Leipzig might have an agreement with Sesko to go for a certain price, and they're also looking at Johan Wissa. I think they need to put some more money on Wissa. By the way, £25 million is certainly not enough for a player that's just scored the way he did in the Premier League last season. He's an unbelievable player. But yeah, I think right now Newcastle are not. They are panicking. What the report yesterday, they're panicking. They're worried about it, but I think they're preparing themselves now. I think it's more of the acceptance. I think we're getting that from Newcastle fans as well. Last week, Newcastle fans, he's not for sale. Stop talking about him. Go get a wash. That's what I got anyway. I got told to go get a wash. This week, it seems to be an acceptance of that. No player's bigger than the club. If you want to go, go. And it seems to be the same situation now with the journalists close to Newcastle. That narrative seems to be changing. It started to change when Eddie Howe came out. Jen said Eddie Howe's lost the plot. I just think he's honest. I think he's honest, and sometimes it's better not to be honest when talking about football players like that. But I like honesty. and he's not going to hide behind the bush. Eddie Howe's not the kind of person to hide behind the bush. He said many times there last week and this week as well, he's been in football long enough to not gaslight people, basically. He don't want to gaslight people. He don't want to give someone false hope and say, oh, well, we think Isak's staying. When in he goes, it's like, Eddie Howe, you look like a dickhead. Is being honest with everyone. Maybe at the time, he shouldn't have been too honest in public, but as a Liverpool fan, I don't mind seeing that. But as a Newcastle fan, I can understand the frustrations. Newcastle have handled this so badly. Newcastle fans have handled it badly than anyone. Newcastle fans have handled it badly, worse than the club itself, because they have major egg on their face because the way they came for Liverpool fans. They came for us just for simply saying Isak's name. We didn't even say we're coming. Just for simply talking about Isak. They came for us like no other fan base. I've never seen a meltdown in my life for a player being spoken about. Not like that. And it just makes me wonder how big the crash out, how big the meltdown will be if he is to leave. I mean, it's been unbelievable. We need to put one bid in and just accepted it now. I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't happen until after the Newcastle game. Yeah, imagine they'll probably, you know what? Actually, Adam, there, I'll think that last night. Will they hold out so they don't have to play against him? They could do, because also the transfer window don't end until September the 1st. So we play them on 25th of August on a Monday. So that later that week, then that's when the transfer window ends. So they could do that. They could hold out. But, however, I think they need to get it done ASAP. They need to get this sorted. Newcastle fans are asking them to get it sorted ASAP. They want clarity. They want where did they go from here? They need to get rid of him, really. In my personal opinion, they need to get rid of him if he wants to go ASAP, because they need to sort out their crap. They need a centre back. They need some midfielders. They need a striker, possibly two. And they're going to run out of time. The longer they go on with this, the longer they're going to run out of time. We've got, a month left, 5 weeks left of the transfer window. Just over a month left of the transfer window. They don't want to piss around on the last 2 weeks whilst playing the games, whilst the season started. They don't want to mess around looking for players desperately. They need to get players in now and get them into pre-season, just like the way we do. And they need it more than us. We've done good business already. They've bought one player, Elanga. That is not moving on to next season. That's a good upgrade. It's a good competition for the right. Definitely an upgrade probably on Murphy, and a good competition with Murphy. But losing Isak, if they're going to lose Isak now or later, they're better losing him now and get his replacement in, certainly, and then improve the squad and get ready for the season. Liverpool have been interested since last season, not played. However, with Rich and Michael in charge, this will be done, said Jen. Don't try lowball them. Start 120 with Newcastle, reject it. Give them 140. I won't go straight up to 140, though, if I'm honest. I think we can get the money down. Obviously, they're asking for 150 million is the report. I think we can get the money down simply because Isak wants to go. And they want to, like I said just there, they need to sort this out ASAP. The quicker they sort it out, the quicker both teams can move on. Isak can move on for whatever he's doing. Newcastle can move on and then build on the squad. The better for them. So I don't think they want a long saga on this. For me, it helps us. A long saga helps us, and it ruins them. A long saga upsets the play even more. The longer it goes on, the more the money can go down because they're getting more desperate to not keep a player that's unhappy, and Newcastle therefore have less time to sort out their stuff going on. I think they want it done ASAP. I really do. Definitely feels like Newcastle are starting to accept that he's not going. He's going 4-4-2. Hashtag 4-4-2 needs to be trending. Hashtag 4-4-2 needs to be trending and not for sale as well. Watching and training is magical. Can't wait for tomorrow's game and the start of the season. I heard we can spend at least 500 million, said this window, says Prakash. Yeah, that was a report yesterday that we could spend possibly 500 million. Would you play Isak against Newcastle, though? I would. Oh, no. If he's here, he's starting against Newcastle. Honestly, he's starting against Newcastle. He's starting every game. If he can start every game, he's starting every game. And Newcastle's the second game of the season, so he's definitely starting. If he's here, I need to see him starting against Newcastle. Absolutely. We get it done 130, said Daniel. X is saying Newcastle 150. Well, there is a report. Yeah, Lewis Steele was the one that said Newcastle want 150 million pounds. We as Liverpool fans have been through what Newcastle have going through. Owen, Suarez, Mascherano, Alonso, and I could go on Coutinho obviously as well. Liverpool should submit the bid for Alexander Isak ASAP before the Saudi owners jeopardise the deal. I think it is down to their owners now. That is what the report earlier on from Telegraph, Luke Edwards. The decision is down to Alexander's future will be made by Chairman Yasser Al-Rumayyan, I'll say of PIF, as the club continue to insist the striker is not for sale. And I think Yasser will know, obviously he'll know what's going on in the background. He'll know that Eddie Howe's not happy with the transfer dealings right now. He knows how important Isak's money could possibly be to improve the squad. I think if it's down to the owner, I know he's going to be stubborn about it. I think there's going to be an acceptance of thinking, yeah, we might have to cash in on this player and move on and see what else we can get with the money. Because they know the problems they're having now with PSR. They know the problems they're having with not getting a player. James Trafford's gone to Man City this morning. Here we go, this morning, James Trafford. So they've missed out on him. They've missed out on João Pedro. They've missed out on Liam Delap. They've missed out on Mbeumo to Man United, for Christ's sake. They will know that they need to get this done. They know they will. How long do you think this will go on, said Bruno? To give you an exact time replica, couple of weeks tops. I don't think it'll be that long. Just because of the sheer fact that Newcastle need to get their business done. They want to move on from it and they need to get other stuff done. We, on the other hand, can take as long as we want. We've got Ekitike in now. There's no rush for Liverpool. We've got Ekitike done. We've got a striker now. We've got other business done as well. If Isak comes at the end of the transfer window for us, that's absolutely fine. We could play Ekitike against Bournemouth, against Newcastle. That's absolutely fine. But with Newcastle, they need to get it done ASAP because they need to get other business done. And to allow them to get other business done would be Isak to go and get that money for him. Otherwise, they're just going to get rejected constantly. They're not going to be able to get deals done. And they're going to be fully unprepared for the season with a player that's unhappy at the club. I saw that they want 173 million euros. Yeah, that's what the report was. So it's 150 million pounds. I think that's the one. They want Daniel. These owners, their owners will possibly say no deal. They probably there's going to be at some point. There's going to have to be a turning point of them. They've got to look at the whole picture here. Are they wanting to keep a player that's unhappy and not improve on the squad as a whole? Eddie Howe's already been very vocal about he's not happy what's going on behind the scenes regarding transfers. They've missed out on too many players for me for them to sit there and say, yeah, we won't take that money. I think there's going to be a point of changing, whether it's the owners change their minds, Newcastle change their minds. You've already seen Newcastle fans change their minds on this. Their narrative changed on this. At some point, Newcastle owners have to say, hang on a second here, that money could do us some good, especially for PSR. Does PSR need looking at? Possibly in the future. I don't agree with at least Liverpool are actually buying to rules. Newcastle buy to rules. There's clubs clearly bending rules, clubs finding loopholes. I think there needs to be a full look into how the clubs run and how things are spent. But right now, Liverpool done it the right way. Cash in and improve the old squad, you fools, said Frederick. I think they should. I think there's going to be a point where I think they'll accept that as well. I once read Liverpool will give up £100 million up front cash. I'd be very. I don't know about that, Mark. I don't think we'd ever give up £100 million up front unless it was like a release clause where we had to. I think it's always going to be looked at in terms of installments, add-ons, things like that will be improved. It went from not for sale, £150 million, £200 million now, £125 million, said Daniel. It's changed a lot. The last week has changed a lot. The narratives have changed in the journalist and the sheer energy from Newcastle fans have changed. It was anger towards Liverpool fans. Now it's an acceptance. There'll be no apologies, but I don't even want the apologies anyway. I've already got a wash. Liverpool expect also with Diaz as well. There's also news about Diaz coming out this morning, which I want to briefly go across. So Liverpool expect to receive a 70 million euros plus 10 million euros bid from Munich in the next hours. And then, just before came on air, about half an hour ago, Bayern Munich have submitted their new offer for Luis Diaz worth more than 67.5 million euros. Talks between the clubs are ongoing. Is 67.5 million euros enough for Diaz, guys? That's my question to you. Is it enough? Probably roughly around is about 52 million pounds. Let me quickly have a look at that. Just give me 2 seconds. 57.5 67.5 million. 67.5 million euros to pounds. Let's have a look at this. Is to pounds. Come on, don't do that to me. 58 million quid. 58 million pounds is the bid according to Florian Plettenberg that Bayern Munich have submitted now for Luis Diaz. 58 million pounds. Is that enough for Luis Diaz? It's probably not enough for Liverpool from what their original price. What are they asking for 100 million euros? Which comes at 87 million pounds. The 30 million pounds off the price tag Liverpool put on him. Do they accept that? But Diaz wants to go. Just like Isak wants to go, Diaz wants to go. So is there at some point we've got to agree that? Do we need to get Diaz gone and then get Isak in? Do we just accept the loss on Diaz possibly? It's a big question to be answered. But I think the middle ground. I think there's a middle ground there. I think he's worth more than 58 million pounds, 57 million pounds. Diaz. I think 65 for Diaz is acceptable. Maybe 70. But I think that is an undervalue for me from Bayern Munich, if I'm honest. FPL said they'd take it. Situation has changed. You've got to accept it. That's 1 second. Let's get that one up there. I think Mark said something there. That's less than the other offer, said Mark. Is it? I can't remember, actually. Platty said they will be higher than 67.5 million euros offer. Bayern apparently won't go higher than 80. That was the other day, actually, William. Yeah, they won't go more than 80. But according to this morning, according to Florian Plettenberg, 7.5 million euros has been submitted. No, Bayern needs to offer 90 million euros, said Bruno. Isak has made it clear he wants to go, move away from the club. There's no way even the owners can make an unhappy player stay at the club. I get Newcastle's stance, but I think they've got to look at the whole picture. I would say it's close if they get to 70 million pounds. Is that 70 million pounds back, Adam? I'd say that 65 to 70 million pounds for me is probably the right price for Diaz for me. Won't sell for that, no way, said Mark. I heard there was a sell-on clause on Diaz deal. I've not heard that actually. 75 million pounds, said Bruno. I would accept 65 to 70 million pounds for I'd say about 10 million pounds off at least. About 10 million pounds off. But that can be also with the add-ons as well, potentially. If you're looking at Madueke at that price, then Diaz should be a little bit of way more than him, if I'm honest. So there was also more reports on Isak. Just going to go back to Isak for a second. There was a report saying that Isak doesn't want to play Champions League. He wants to win the Champions League. And let's be honest here, Newcastle fans. Is he going to do that at Newcastle? Can Newcastle win the Champions League is the question I ask you. Not saying this season, can they win it in anytime soon? I think if they can keep going in the right trajectory, certainly they might be 10 years off it, Champions League, potentially, unless they buy really well, if they get that business done well and they buy well. I think they've got a good trajectory, Newcastle, but they're not winning Champions League right now. And are they winning Champions League in Isak's prime? That's the question. He's now going into his prime, 25, 26 years old. In the next 4 or 5 years, are they going to possibly win the Champions League? Liverpool's certainly going to, maybe not win the Champions League, but they're certainly going to be there. Liverpool can win the Champions League, but they're guaranteed to challenge for the Champions League. That's the thing. We can win the Champions League within the next 5 years when he's in his prime. And Newcastle going to do that? The answer is probably no. It's almost a certainty a no. We can offer what Isak wants right now. We got the best deal for the club, said we get the best deal, said Jen. So 75 million. Is that 75 million pounds, Jen, I presume? Adam said 70 million pounds. I'd say that was about right for me. 65 to 70 million pounds I'd accept for me for Luis Diaz. Regarding Isak though, and his money, obviously they're asking for 150 million pounds, which it's a lot in it. But it probably is worth it as a whole. I think I think we can get Isak done for about 130. I think it's quite similar to Wirtz, but a little bit more because of the Premier League, the striker. Strikers probably worth more than attacking midfielders. I'd say what Wirtz for 115, 120, 100 million pounds, and then 20 million, 15 million pounds in add-ons. I think we can get Isak for about 130. I'd say not upfront cost, but total cost, like guaranteed price would be about 100, 110, and then rest add-ons for me. I think we can get the 150 million pounds down because of Isak wanting to go. Certainly. I really do. And at some point, like I said, Newcastle have to decide, do they want to drag this out and not go and spend elsewhere and let him go at the end and keep a player that's unhappy until then? Or do they want to get it done now, give them time to prepare for the season, give them time to replace him, give them time to improve on other squad areas and depths? I think they want to get it done now for me. DB is in this morning. Good morning, DB. Please remember to hit the like, subscribe if you are new. Scream out your window, Isak. Yeah, imagine a Liverpool fan just screaming at Isak when it gets done. But I agree, we need to sell Diaz as he wants to go. So Bayern needs to stop playing games, offer the close to 70 million and get the deal done. And then we sign Rodrigo. I think regarding the Rodrigo thing, I think we do want Rodrigo, but I don't think we go for him now. I think now that the Isak deal is sort of taking over a little bit and it's becoming more likely than the Rodrigo deal, I think we fully focus on the Isak deal right now. And then Guehi, definitely centre back. And then the Rodrigo thing depends all on Real Madrid. If Real Madrid tell Rodrigo that they're going to play him a little bit more this season or they see a future with him, he'll stay. He's happy to stay. If they don't, if they say, no, that's it, you're gone, we don't want you, we don't see any future with you, then I think we can go for Rodrigo. But I think Arsenal could look in for that as well for me. It will take 10, 15 years, but if they buy as well, Isak is 25 years old, he'll be 40 in 15 years. That's what I'm saying. He's not going to, that's what I'm saying. They can't offer him Champions League challenging that weekend right now. They will push 150. This then shows the fans they showed the player of the wishes. Plus, looks like a great deal for them. Yeah, they will be stubborn about it, but I think at some point they're going to turn and think, yeah, we need to sell him because we need to get other business done. So, just a little bit, if you are joining us right now, just a little bit of a catch up on Isak. We are just speaking about Isak. We covered Luis Diaz as well, and potentially Munich coming in for him again with their next bid. Is it going to be enough? Is it not going to be enough? Let's see. Let's see what Liverpool say. But yeah, let's just cover over back the Isak news. So in Newcastle, one second before I do say this, Benny, be careful of your language, please. I don't want any. I know you said something about Shearer there. I don't ever. I'm just going to put you on time just for a second, Benny. I don't ever want to do that, but I don't take kindly to mocking of that, if that makes sense. You'll know what I'm on about with the words that he just said there. I could see that it done next week, said Daniel. It could possibly done next week. So the updates on Isak is that of Newcastle players suspect that Isak wants to join Liverpool. That's one update. There is a bid expected coming for Isak from Liverpool. He doesn't want to just play in the Champions League. He wants to win it. And the bid, the money that Newcastle are asking for is £150 million for Isak, according to Lewis Steele as well. So it is all on Newcastle now. We have shown our cards. Let's see what they can do from that. Do they get it done and push him out the door as quick as they can so they can get other business done? Or do they keep stubborn? And we will see this going on for a couple of weeks. Daniel said it could be done next week. I think we'll see something over the weekend. I know we're playing over the weekend, especially on Saturday. Tomorrow, sorry. Don't know why I said Saturday. It's tomorrow. But I see over the weekend certainly some things being done. So make sure you do tune into Talking Reds because we will be updated you as soon as possible on the Isak situation. Saturday night, Sunday, after the game tomorrow, I think we might see some things being progressed. Obviously, Newcastle play at the weekend as well, I think. So it'd be interesting to see what Eddie Howe has to say again. Because Eddie Howe, I don't know if Eddie Howe's going to be allowed out to speak to the press again. Because both times he speaks to the press this week, he says things that he shouldn't have said. for Newcastle fans. Liverpool, Newcastle are a bigger club as in fan base in the UK, but not worldwide. They're not bigger than Liverpool in the UK either. Not a chance. They're a big club, by the way. I've always said the same about Newcastle. When they came up from the Championship, I remember saying, I don't know if it was on stream or in a chat somewhere, I remember saying Newcastle will push the Champions League because that's a bigger club. If they build on foundations, they are that big of a club. I said the same about Leeds as well. Smash the like button, says Prakash. It helps out massively. It really does. It takes 2 seconds to hit that like button. Helps out massively in the growth of the channel. And if you are new, you want to get updated on all the Isak news, all the news of the next transfers for Liverpool, whether it's Gehi, Isak, Rodrigo, join us at Talking Reds. Hit that subscribe button. Remember, true transfer figures are often guesstimates, and very rarely does anyone pay the real price. So Newcastle could ask £150 million, but really we pay £130 million, but agreed to say nothing to save Newcastle's face. I mean, the original asking price is very rare. The original asking price is the ended up price of being paid. There's always back and forth between clubs. We saw this with Wirtz. In the end, Bayer was 150 million euros for Wirtz. It ended up being 130, I want to say, 140, 135 million euros. So we did get it down in the end. Same with Kerkez. They want £45 million. We ended up paying £40 million for Kerkez. And I think we should do this pretty much the same with Nunes. I think we should lower it down for Nunes and maybe possibly Diaz as well. There's always going to be back and forth. There's going to be negotiations. There's going to be at some point we're going to agree in the middle. That's usually the case. If we don't announce Isak with celebration, I will lose it. If he don't do his celebration against Newcastle after scoring against them, I think I will lose it. We can get Isak for £120 million, said Junk Vigo. No, I meant that. That's a big club. They're a big club in the UK as they can fill their ground in the UK. A big club. Oh yeah, I know what you meant. Yeah, sorry. I thought just the way you wrote it, I thought it did look like you meant they're a bigger club than Liverpool. Yeah, but they are a massive club. But I think if they do it right, like I said, if they sell Newcastle and they get the right players in, they get the right squad in, and if they build their trajectory, they can be a bigger club worldwide. But right now, the starting blocks. Right now, Liverpool are way ahead. So that's why we're seeing what we're seeing. Newcastle has zero leverage now. I think it's all good now, said Jen. Newcastle are a big club. No chance are Newcastle bigger than Liverpool globally. Not a bigger club, bigger than Liverpool locally. Never mind globally. Not even saying nationally. Not in small villages. Not bigger than Liverpool. So I wonder if they're in a bigger club in Newcastle than Liverpool. Maybe that's the one place probably are a bigger club in Newcastle. But yeah, it is very, very interesting. If you are just joining us, hit that subscribe button and like the video as well to help us out massively in the growth of the channel. So I'm just going to go over a few more bits before I do go, guys, over this morning. So obviously, Diaz situation, buying Avacon to Plettenberg, made a bid for Diaz, a second bid for the player. Is that going to get done? Let's see. Frimpong's spoken about Virgil van Dijk. You know, I don't need to say much about Virgil. You guys know how well of a captain he is and what a player is. Obviously, I know Virgil for the national team. He's very great player and a person as well. I think a great person as well. So I said the same thing twice there. But I think Frimpong's been a brilliant addition, by the way. Absolutely brilliant addition. Could be one of the best signs of the season. Van Dijk has also spoken about Florian Wirtz as well, because Florian Wirtz, before he came to Liverpool, apparently has spoken to several players at Liverpool. Van Dijk said, I said to Florian Wirtz, Liverpool is the place to be. When I joined the club, I said it. I don't think there'll be a better place to be. I really feel that way. We had a fantastic season. I feel like we can only become better. You see how happy right now Virgil van Dijk is. A big difference to how he was a couple of seasons ago when he was saying, we need some help. We could do with a signing. Asking for transfers, basically, like pretty much the fans did. Didn't get said they had to go to Anfield, but right now Virgil seems happier, seems ready to go again, and you're seeing it because of what we are. We're not standing still. We are not standing still. We're going again, and we want to go win more trophies. Want to go win the biggest trophies, and this is what we want to do. This is what we needed to do before. Now we're doing it. This is why we're seeing Virgil van Dijk happier. They're seeing the players happier. Slott's absolutely buzzing right now. He's floating around the training complex, floating around. So a little bit on the strike as well. James Pearce spoke about the attacking options. Given the attacking options Slott already possesses, It was decided that Jaden Downs was better off staying back to train with the under-21s. The striker is still building up his fitness from his back injury, and his loan move is on the cards. That's good, that for Downs. Not that the fact that he hasn't gone with the players, but I think he needs another loan move. Obviously, he didn't get really his loan move. He went on loan to Sunderland, got injured with his back, out for the season. Wasn't part of Sunderland's promotion push. Now in the Premier League, I think Jaden Downs still needs that loan move. And I think last season, Jaden Downs was one of the most clinical players we had at the club. I'd have rather seen Downs play over Nunes last season. However, give him time to grow. Give him some first team football out there, and that whether it's a championship club, a high championship club, a lower Premier League club, I think Jaden Downs can smash it somewhere. And I'm looking forward to see where he does go and how he does there. The 4 biggest clubs in the worldwide, said Adam here, are Madrid, Barca, Liverpool, Man United. There's no bigger clubs than that. And that's why with Manchester United, I can laugh at them all day, and don't you worry, I'll be laughing at them all season. They will come back at some point. They're too big of a club to be down there. They just need the right direction, the right people behind it. Exactly the same with us. We need to start selling players such as Elliot Morton. There was actually a report last night about Elliot potentially staying, Adam. Elliot could be staying, according to a report last night that I read. I don't know about that. I want Elliot to stay. I absolutely love Elliot. But for the best for his career, and the way he's been very honest about it, hasn't he? He's been very, very open and honest about his future with when he's done interviews whether it's now or over the course of the summer. He's been very honest. He says, "Look, I want to stay at the club. I love this club. It's my boyhood club. But for the best of my career, I might have to." Basically saying I might have to leave. It's a World Cup year. He's got a good chance of making that England squad. Look at him in the 21s. Smashed it, best player of the tournament, won them the tournament. He deserves to be in that England squad. He's not going to get in that England squad at Liverpool. He's not going to get enough minutes. He needs to play first team football, and he deserves first team football. And as much as it pains to me to say Elliot has to leave, he has to leave. I've got to be honest. He deserves first team football, whether it's West Ham, Tottenham, anyone that comes in for him. I think he could smash it somewhere. I really do think that. We are the second greatest club in history. And I'll be honest, Daniel. I don't think we are the biggest club, second biggest club in history. I don't. I think we're pretty much nearly on par now with Man United in Premier League. But I think Real Madrid and Barcelona are 2 biggest clubs in world football. I think that's what we're looking at, though. I think right now, this dynasty that we're looking to build, these players that we're bringing in now, I think we're looking at Real Madrid and we're saying we're coming for you. It's going to take us a long time because obviously we've got 16 Champions League. We've got 6. We need to get 7, which would be the joint second most Champions Leagues. Then we're looking at more. I think we're looking at Real Madrid and saying, you're the pinnacle. We need to get up to where you are. And right now, we've done it in the Premier League with Man United. We've joined them on 20 league titles. Now let's get 21. Let's get back on that perch. On that perch in England. Fergie did all he could. Knocked us off the perch. Fair enough, you knocked us off the perch. We want it back. And we can get it back. Right now, we can get it back. Someone needs to buy a Liverpool shirt with Isak on, take it to Newcastle shop and hide it between the shirts. That right there would be pettiness that I'm down for. That would be hilarious. Edwards and Hughes are future-proofing. This is what I'm saying, Danino. This is what we should have done before. This is what fans were asking for before, future-proofing. We wasn't proactive. And before we won the league, we won the Champions League, and then won the league. We were reactive, not proactive. We bought players when someone got injured. We got an all new midfield, people said. But we only got an all new midfield at Liverpool when all the midfield left. People forget this. The whole midfield left. Edinson went. Fabinho went. Keita went. Thiago went. They all went. We had to get a whole new midfield. We had to. We had no choice. Right now, we're being proactive. This is what us fans have been asking for. Proactive. Be proactive. Spend now. And then next year, every year now, for the next 2, 3, 4 years, we could add 1 player each transfer window. And we don't need to do much. This is what we've been wanting. So all those that are trying to create different history now, creating different... having different revisionism of the last things. Oh, Klopp's all to blame. Klopp's all to blame. Yeah, Klopp clearly wanted fucking Kabak. He clearly wanted Ben Davis. He didn't play him. He wanted Arthur Miller, did he? He didn't even play Arthur Miller. How did he want him? He was too loyal. I think Klopp accepted it a little bit more. He loved being underdog. It looked better on him, challenging City as an underdog when they're spending that much. But we have been able to spend like this for years, and this is what we've been telling you, fans that have protected FSG at the time. We have been able to spend well for years. We just chose not to. We chose not to do it. We'd rather stand still. And we ended up in the Europa League because of it. We suffered for it. We won the league and we ended up in the Europa League within a few seasons. Let's not forget, let's not change history here. Right now, I think FSG has changed something. I think they've changed something. I think they've changed their minds on Liverpool. And I think they're now acting like the big club that we are. And they deserve the praise for it. They deserve clapping for it. Benny said here, Hughes and Edwards, our best signs so far. Hughes and Edwards have been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Bruno said, you took the words right out of my mouth. This is what I said in 2021 on Team Coppish, Colin in Show. I got slaughtered and look what happened. We fell off a cliff. I had arguments with players, people that couldn't see. I said we needed a new midfield back in 2020-21. I said also we need a new defence. I think it was a season when we actually got Europa League. Was that 2022-23 season, potentially? I said we need a new midfield. And I remember James Pearce writing an article saying it was on Preseason 2 and he said, oh, we don't need a midfield. We look all fresh. We look to go again. And fans went in on him online. They said, Piers, what are you on about? Why do we need a new midfield? Why don't you think we need a new midfield? We clearly need a midfield. And that day, this is why I lost a lot of respect for James Pearce that day. He called everyone clowns, and he also insulted them and looked down on them because he's in a place where he can do a bit patronising to people. And I thought, you know what? Let's see what the season kicks off. And then as the season went on, the midfield crumbled. And I was like, anyone that's kicked a football could see what was going to happen. Anyone that's kicked a football could see what's going to happen. Simple as that. Yeah, it happened. And then we ended up in Europa League that season. We saw his midfield crumble because they weren't good enough. And we said we weren't good enough. But right now, fair play to FSG. It looks like they've changed what the stance on stuff. They changed the stance on the contracts with Salah and Van Dijk. Fair play to that. They got Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes back in. Brilliant moves. They got a brilliant scouting onto Arne Slot. Fantastic move. The perfect manager to replace Klopp. And now we're standing on business. Now we are standing here and saying we are Liverpool fucking Football Club. This is how we act. And this is absolutely beautiful from FSG right now. And they deserve the utmost praise. Right back then, they deserve criticism. Right now, they need praise. And I'll stand on whatever is the right thing to do for me. I won't ever change the energy for each one. Fabrizio confirming Isak only wants Liverpool, said William. Let's have a look. I know William will not lie to me on here. Isak wants Liverpool and Liverpool want Isak, according to the reports. Yeah, Romano, Alexander Isak wants Liverpool. It's his priority. This is why Isak is kicking up a fuss. Because of us. Because of Liverpool. When Liverpool put their name into the hat, people start to whisper. People start to raise their eyebrows. People start to sit up straight and take notice. Wirtz was a warning to the rest of Europe. Bayern Munich usually get German players. They usually get the best stars. Whether they're German or not, they usually get the best stars in Bundesliga. Making him German as well, even more so. Even more so. Liverpool came involved. Arne Slot spoke to Florian Wirtz. I'm off to Liverpool. Florian Wirtz is a Liverpool player. That rarely happens. That never happens. Not just rarely. That really never happens. Usually would go to Bayern Munich. He's a Liverpool player. Right now, Liverpool have shown their interest in Isak, and he has told Newcastle, I want to go. And I want Liverpool. That is what we are seeing right now. Romano's coming in with it. A few reports coming in with it as well. Isak wants Liverpool. That is live and breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to get all the latest on Liverpool, make sure you hit that like button, as I think Jen said it there. Smash those likes, subscribe to the channel. It really helps the channel grow. Thank you, everyone, for doing that. Thank you, Jen, for telling everyone as well. Make sure you hit that like button. As we are live right now, breaking news is, according to Fabrizio Romano, Isak wants Liverpool. Liverpool want Isak. Let's get this done, guys. Let's get this done. Next season, we go for Saka and Saliba. They think they both have a year left. Oh, imagine, Adam. Imagine. Saka, salary replacement when his contract runs out. Imagine. Isak wants us, you beautiful Swedish man, said Daniel. Drifty is a great friend of mine on Team Coppish. Shout out to Drifty. Shout out to Coppish anyway. Shout out to Coppish. I do message Callum from time to time. Callum's been on here before. Callum Sanderson. He has been on this show. Me and him did a stream on Trent, I think it was, not so long back, when Trent obviously went to Real Madrid. We did a stream on there. Shout out to Coppish, one of the best channels around. Absolutely. Isaac Bomber said, Buffalo, come on, you Red, said James. So yeah, if you're just joining us right now, hit that like button. If you're just joined us, Isak wants Liverpool, according to Fabrizio Romano, and Liverpool want Isak. So here we go, pretty much is going to be happening, I'd say. As a fellow Swede, this needs to happen, Fred. Also, the Swedes want it to happen as well. There we go. A Swedish Liverpool fan. You must be absolutely buzzing, Fred. You must be absolutely buzzing at this. Your best player joining the Reds would be perfect for you, I presume. Unless Gyökeres is your best player and has joined Arsenal. But fair play, though. Fair play. You know what? Next season's going to be very, very interesting. The both Swedes going head-to-head. Arsenal, Liverpool, Isak, Gyökeres. That is going to be unbelievable. That is going to be unbelievable. I know we sort of gassed up the Nunes versus Haaland, but I think Gyökeres versus Isak is going to be absolutely unbelievable. It really is. The two Swedish. And what is with Sweden? Fred, can I ask you something? What is with Swedish? What's with the Swedish coaching and strikers? You have created some of the best strikers of all time. Ibra, Larsson, now Isak and Gyökeres going head-to-head against each other in the Premier League. You must just focus just on strikers alone up there. They must be. We're doing what we need to be doing after winning the league. Exactly, James. This is what I should have done last time. And we called it out, and we rightly called it out at the time. Right now, fair play. We're doing it. Yes, it will be like another Christmas, said Fred. Absolutely, mate. You must be absolutely buzzing for your best player at Sweden to become a Liverpool Red up front. That must be absolutely beautiful to watch Isak in Liverpool Red and Swedish Yellow. It must be. I mean, I'm absolutely gobsmacked, guys. I'm absolutely gobsmacked. I really am gobsmacked at what's going on here. I really am. If anyone has watched us for a long time, if anyone's go back and watch 3 months, must be 3-4 months ago now, I did a stream on dream players Liverpool should buy, ambitious Liverpool should buy. Isak, Wirtz, and Rodrigo are my three. This before Salah and Van Dijk even signing contracts. Go back and watch it. Go back and watch it. So I am absolutely gassed. Wirtz and Isak, Gehi next. What a window! What a window! Liverpool are favourites for the Premier League, and for me, are favourites for Champions League now, along with PSG. Must be. We are not standing still. Thank you, everyone, for watching this morning. Hope you have a brilliant rest of the day. I will be live back later on for Red Zone at 7 o'clock. My favourite night of the week. My favourite stream of the week, Red Zone on a Friday night, 7 o'clock. Tune into that later on. And also, we've got a game tomorrow, haven't we? So we will be covering tomorrow's game, a bit of a preview on it as well, against AC Milan in Hong Kong tomorrow. So make sure you tune into that tonight. And over the weekend, we will be here on Talking Reds as well. Make sure you notification bells on. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Hit that like button. Helps out massively. And hope you enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Isak incoming.